Alright guys, here's the second video. We're going to have a look at the chords that you can have in Aeolian mode that you build on that natural minor scale, and this time we're going to look at the D Aeolian mode because this will be the mode that you will be composing in. So as the name already suggests, we're going to start with a D, and I'm just going to go up step by step, so D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Alright. Now what you might have realized is that when you look closer at the two staves, that there is the flat up here on the line that marks the B. Alright, so this is actually not a B, this is a B flat. Why is that way? In the last video we talked about, and you see this here, the sequence of tones and semitones that you need in order to create a natural minor scale or an Aeolian mode. This will be tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, tone. Now if you think about the keyboard again, from D to E you have a black key in between, so you have a tone. So that's one's done. There's no black key in between these two, E and F, so you have a semitone here. So that works. Again here you have a tone, works. Now from here to here we would need a semitone, right? But the problem is that A, you have B flat and then you have B, so this is actually a tone. So in order to get from here to here in a semitone, we need to lower this by a semitone to a B flat. That's why you have this. And then you have a semitone here. Again here, from the B flat to the D, to the C, you have a tone, and then you have another tone here. All right. So that's exactly what we. If we have this B up here, then we follow exactly the same sequence of tones and semitones as we did before when we looked at the Aeolian mode in A. Now if I play that back to you, you will see that it will sound just like the other natural minor, just in a different pitch. Beautiful. Okay, let's have a look at, we have this down here, let's have a look at the a bit of the theory here again. So we have D, E, F, G, A, and within that scale we have one lower note, the B flat, and then C and D. So every time if we want to play our songs on the piano, we will have to play the B flat instead of the B. So it sounds like, or that it fits with the minor D. Alright, we want to look at the chords, at what major and minor chords you have at your hand when you compose in D. Now, obviously, what we talked already about in the last unit when we talked about chords on a major scale is that the 1, 4, 5 on a scale, so we have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are very important notes. Let me just put the chords on top of here. Alright, and on 4 and on 5. Now you might remember that on a major scale 1, 4 and 5 are all major chords. If you're not quite sure what constitutes a major and minor chord, you can have a look at this short text here that explains that, and if you have questions about this and you're not quite sure what it means, please come and see me. Now if I press these, you can listen to them and you can see whether it's a major or minor chord. Now obviously the first one, we are in D minor and we're building a chord on a D, so it's very likely that it's D minor. Okay, so we have a D minor chord here. Let's sound this one and see if you can hear whether it's a major or a minor chord. Yes, I hope you guessed right. It's also a minor chord, and this one also a minor chord. So we're on the major chord on 1, 4, and 5. We have the major chords. In a minor, we're on a major scale on 1, 4, and 5. You have the major chords. On a minor scale, natural minor scale, on 1, 4, and 5, you have the minor chords. To make this easier, let's quickly add the chord symbols to that one. So minor chords are, you write the letter and a small m next to it. Here we have G minor, and here we have A minor. Okay, so we have the minor chords right here. Now somebody might say, well, hold on, I wrote something like that here in a major scale. I had a G, a B, and a D, and it was a G major chord. Why is it a G minor chord? Yes, because you have the accidental here indicating that this is not a B, but a B flat. And minor chords have a minor third and then a major third on top of it, and this becomes a minor third. The other chords that we have at our hand that we can build on are this one here. And let's try to do this quickly and see how that sounds. Oh, sorry, my bad. And this one. Sorry about that. This one and this one. I'm not going to build the one on the top because that's the D chord again. We already looked at that. Now let's leave the number 2 for now and let's have a look at this one. It's a F, a A, and a C. No accidentals. And for those of you who paid attention well in the last unit, you will know that this is the F major chord, which is the same as in the C major scale. All right. Now, in the last unit, we also talked that a major scale has 3 major and 3 minor chords. And the nice thing about this, the minor chords, the minor scale does too. So we have a major chord here, we have a major chord here, and we have a major chord here. Now, since all of them are in root position, it's very easy to figure out what these are. So we have here, this is F, we have F major. This is B, so we have B flat major. And this here is C, so we have C major. Alright, so again we have our 3 major chords in position 3, 6, and 7. Now you might remember in our last unit we didn't use the chord on the major scale on the 7th because it was a diminished. Now that diminished chord is here. So in our composition it makes sense if we compose in the D Aeolian mode or D natural minor that we do not use this chord. This one, you have a minor third here, and because you have the B flat here, you have another minor third on top of it. If you want to use it for the more advanced one, what you can do is that, for example, you make this one here. You see, I resolve this, and I make this a B instead of a B flat, and then you get an E minor. It's not really part of the scale, but you could theoretically use it, and you can play around with that a bit, but we leave that for now. And you see, if I do this, it automatically adds a B here to create the B, the G minor instead of the G major scale. Alright, so these are the chords that you can use when you compose. You can use 1, 4, and 5 for your minor chords, and 3, 6, and 7 as major chords. And usually they sound quite good in all sorts of combinations, but we will have a closer look on how to start and how to end phrases in our chord sequences in one of the following videos.